Good evening, and we love you too, and welcome to the families and friends of the class of 2025. I'm Cindy McMahon, principal of the community school, and this is a day we've all been waiting for. For our grads, it's been 4 years of high school, but for our families, it's been many years of education from your preschool days right up to this stage. Let's begin this special night with our land acknowledgement and the flag salute led by Kason Farley. Kason will be attending SCC to pursue an 8A degree in applied science. Kason?
Yeah. Oh, perfect. As we gather today to celebrate our graduation, we want to acknowledge that we are on the ancestral land of the Spokane tribe. We thank the caretakers of this land who lived and continue to live here since time immemorial. This land holds the knowledge, culture, and spirit of the people of the river. Now, please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good job, buddy. Good job.
Thank you, Kason. Also joining me on stage is our school board director, Nicole Bishop. And our superintendent, Dr. Adam Swinyard. From the community school, we have our counselor, Ashley King. and advisors Nate Seberg and Sarah Rainan. Graduates, you may sit. Now we'll welcome Dr. Swinyard as he says a few words.
Well, welcome everyone. It's great to see you. You know, this is my 15th graduation ceremony of the week. And I would say without a doubt, this room has the most positive energy of any graduation ceremony I've attended in the last week. And I shouldn't be surprised by that. Because when I go to the community school, I feel that same type of energy and positivity. And as I have had an opportunity to learn more about the community school over the years and spend more time with the staff and the student, I have come to realize that that energy and that positivity is about relationships and a sense of belonging and a sense of connection. Can you please join me in thanking the adults that nurture that every day and make that type of environment possible? And graduates, I would just encourage you to remember that energy and that positivity that comes from relationships and connection. Carry that with you everywhere you go, no matter what space you occupy, whether that's a community space or a family space or a workspace. That same type of pursuit of relational connective tissue, getting to know each other and care about each other and create a sense of belonging, will serve you well everywhere you go. We're so proud of you. Congratulations, and this is your day.
Thank you for those really, really heartfelt words. I know that means a lot to all of us. And now I would like Nicole Bishop to come up and speak on behalf of Spokane School Board.
Hi, good evening. Thank you so much for the opportunity to be here this evening. The community school is special to me because when I was appointed in 2024, the community school was the first that I visited. And it was clear to me that it was a special place, just as Dr. Swinyard mentioned. The day I visited in particular was the first day after spring break or after winter vacation. And so it was so exciting to see all the students reconnecting and sharing that excitement. And again, it felt like this was some place that was truly special. And in a lot of ways, the community school is special to me too. And in a lot of ways, it's because it hits close to home. I have two brothers who are among the smartest, kindest, funniest, most empathetic people I know. And currently, by every societal metric, professional and personal, they have met the standards of success. And neither of them graduated from high school. Again, they eventually made their goals, but they took the long way to get there. And I wish so badly that a place like the community school existed when they were that age, because they were people who are so capable of being amazing students, and that was evidenced by they got their degrees, they got on the dean's list, but they just weren't made for a traditional classroom. And so project-based learning at the community school would have been such an amazing thing for them. So they made it, but they took the long way there. One in particular, he got me into policy in the first place. And, he ended up going to UW, and now he's an executive at a bank, and he visits nearly every single school board meeting with me and learns alongside me. He continues to make an impact in the community. And again, he did this without ever walking across the stage. Today, however, every single one of you are going to have an opportunity to walk across the stage and get your diploma. And in a few short minutes, you are going to become high school graduates. That gives you an opportunity that so many don't have. And I just really encourage you to take this opportunity as a privilege and take the lessons that you learned here at the community school with you. the friendships, the desire to be a lifelong learner. Continue to be curious, continue to lead with empathy, continue to seek out goals for your future, whatever that future might look like. Remember the opportunities you were given by your classmates, your wonderful educators, the adults in your lives, because you were given tools that so many, like my brother, have had to take the long way to earn. So on behalf of the Spokane Public Schools Board of Directors, I am honored to congratulate the community school class of 2025. I cannot wait to see the difference you make as you continue to ignite curiosity and inspire creativity. Congratulations.
At the community school, our commitment is to put students at the center. So every graduation, we invite students to submit speeches so that you can hear from their voice, their experience as students at TCS. First, we're going to welcome Amara Martin. Amara will be attending Washington State University, where she will major in broadcast production and advertising. Amara.
I'd like my speech, please. Oh yeah, that's a lot better. All right. Thank you, Cindy. I have been at TCS since the beginning. And as we are reaching the end of our time here, I am able to see who each of us have become and where we are going next. I get to look back and see how all of us have grown together. I was here throughout orientation, where we wrote on small little whiteboards about who we were, as if we had any idea. I was here throughout the weeks leading to our first camp read. We didn't have advisories yet, and we were thrown into random groups and just sent from room to room to room just to see what stuck. I was here at our first camp read, where they split us up. They named us off, throwing us into groups, and then they told us that one was Nate's advisory and the other was Sarah's. I remember how nervous I was about getting Nate's advisory. Maybe a little disappointed. I barely knew who he was, let alone if he would be a good fit, while I knew a lot more about Sarah and how much better she was. I had no idea what to expect with Nate, and after 4 years, I still don't. But that very first advisory class is one that I will never forget. I barely knew anybody in my advisory. I didn't know my advisor, and everyone was so different that I was worried about what 4 years would even look like. But Nate said one thing that made me feel confident in my class. We have exactly the advisory we deserve. Now, anyone from my advisory can vouch for how much we heard this sentence over the years. At minimum once a week, not including when we would make fun of it ourselves. It was almost a mantra. It was a reminder on how you only receive the effort and energy that you put into your class. We as students were in charge of what kind of advisory we became. This mantra was a promise that if we didn't put the effort in to make a change in the class, we wouldn't expect it. This promise helped us work together. We developed connections with each other that were built on our own hard work. But advisory was never meant to be just one class. Sarah treats us like her own, and Nate does the same. And through their efforts and our own, our advisors have successfully cultivated a space where we could grow into one big advisory instead of just Nate or Sarah's. I am so grateful for that chance. I have been here since the beginning and have seen how all of us have grown together and down our own paths. And I want to remind us where we've come from. From our 101 year, where we started to test the waters, when Creed made a theme song for advisory meetings, which never really stuck, to when we absolutely should have won the door decorating contest. They were biased, I stand by that. To our 201 year, where we thought we were much better than the 101s. That was us last year, so we were so much more mature now, right? As a class, we started to develop a rhythm. We put Lydia on trial for overusing Febreze. We sang California Girls, which was another competition we absolutely should have won. We were robbed. We had advisory traditions that stuck, like Lord of the Flies and Wild History with Nate. We had familiarity, and finally, we knew each other. We built those jokes and connections with each other and truly became a group. We're then in our 301 year, our pace changed from community to personal growth. We had now built this community that became a safety net, where it was now safe enough to answer the question, where are we going? All of us were trying new things, and we all started to go down our own paths. Some went to Running Start, some to Skill Center, and the ones who stayed behind became amazing leaders and helpful support for TCS. We're in our 401 year, where everyone had an idea on where we were going next, and we are now taking steps towards that. So for some of us, it was moving out. For others, planning college, maybe getting a job. Each of us were doing different things. But even if we didn't see the whole class every day, we kept connected with small traditions. We still told our halfway decent weekend stories. When I was off taking college classes, I never felt like I was leaving my advisory. I was able to come back and see the teachers and classmates that made me feel confident enough to try college in the first place. We have come so far and have made some amazing memories over our time here. And here we stand today, now ready to dive into whatever's next. We have grown so much, and it is an honor to be able to stand here today and say that I was a part of this advisory. You have given me so much opportunity to thrive and grow, and I am grateful to my wonderful advisors and my advisory. Thank you, Nate and Sarah, for letting me be a part of this amazing crowd. It has been an amazing experience to grow with you guys, and I am so proud of the people we have become. I can now confidently say that we have exactly the advisory we deserve.
Thank you, Amara. And now please welcome Olivia Hilton, also attending WSU, where she will study biology and psychology.
Beginnings are usually scary, and endings are usually sad, but it's everything in between that makes it all worth living. This quote couldn't be more perfect to describe these last few years. Everyone here started somewhere, and the beginning of that journey differs from person to person. But together, we've built incredible and meaningful memories that will last a lifetime. Stepping into Nate's advisory in the middle of 201 year felt like being thrown into the ocean and asked to swim to shore. I was worried that, like many schools I had attended, I wouldn't be able to find a group of friends easily because friendships had been established already. I could not have been more wrong. My first week at TCS, I had to be invited to eat lunch with my friends every day because I was so nervous. Still, in spite of this, each day, they came up to me, asked me to eat with them, and made me feel safe and appreciated. Not only was I welcomed by every member of our advisories with open arms, but I found a way to relate to and befriend everyone in our graduating class. My beginning at TCS could have been difficult, but this wonderful community made sure that from day one, I wasn't alone. A good community isn't formed because of one or two good people. A good community comes from the collective efforts of everyone in that community, and ours has been able to thrive because of the work we put in to make it great. Throughout the past few years, I've made wonderful memories in projects, wellnesses, and especially in advisory with all of you. At TCS, we're put into projects and groups that encourage community building and collaboration. But above all else, the way that we connected with each other and created this wonderful group that we've all grown to be was built on the backs of each and every one of us. Through the good times and bad times, through sadness and happiness and everything in between, the people in this room have been there for each other, supported each other, listened to one another, and we've all grown into the people we are today, not only because of who we are on our own, but because of who we are when we're together. Every person in this room has their own path and their own journey, but one thing is true among everyone graduating tonight. We are all individuals, most of us vastly different from one another, but we have found such a rare gift in the community between Nate and Sarah's advisories. I just want to take a moment to recognize the accomplishments of every one of my peers tonight. We've come so far as students, as community members, and it has been so wonderful to have this to come back to whenever I needed it or just wanted to see friendly faces. I also would like to thank Nate, Sarah, and all of the other facilitators at TCS that have supported us so that we could grow into the best versions of ourselves. The connections we build with our advisors and facilitators at TCS are unlike any other, and I'm so proud to be moving on to this next chapter with their support. Though I'm sad to say goodbye, the future of our class is bright, and I'm so proud to say that I'm graduating alongside all of you. I wish all of you success and happiness in any of your future endeavors, and I can't wait to see how you all continue to grow. Thank you for this amazing group and for all of the friendships and connections that I will always remember and value. Our community really is magical. Thank you.
Thank you, Olivia. And finally, we have Catherine Promhers. And Catherine is going to be finishing an AA degree at community college and then is going to university to study early childhood education and nutrition. Welcome, Catherine.
Thank you all so much for being here today for something hard to put into words. For 12 years, we have been waiting to walk across this stage, dreaming of freedom or whatever's next. But now that we're here, there's a stillness in the air that we couldn't have expected. There's a song by Adriana Lenker called Sadness as a Gift. It's tender and it's raw and it's honest. It reminds me a lot of this moment, how endings are never just endings. They're full of emotion and weight and sometimes even gratitude. She sings about how sadness, when you really hold it in your hands, can be a form of love, that missing someone is proof that they mattered, that endings are just proof that something real happened. She puts it best in this verse. You could write me someday, and I think you will. We could see the sadness as a gift and still feel too heavy to hold. Today is a celebration, but it's also a goodbye, a series of them. Goodbye to the snowball fights in the parking lot, the games of cosmic knowledge, the coloring pages during advisory, the compliment jar, the Thanksgiving lunches, the hundreds of printed pictures of Paul Rudd that remained in the halls for a solid year, and to the versions of ourselves that we were when this all began in 2021. The sadness that we feel today means that we cared. It means that this chapter meant something. We've all been through things that we didn't talk about, moments of grief, loss, or change. And despite these moments, we made it. As we leave this place, I hope we don't rush to forget. I hope we don't rush to move on, and I hope we remember the hallways, the laughter, the unexpected friendships, and even the heartbreak, because it's all part of us now, and it will carry us into what's next. I hope that we treat our sadness as gently as we treat our joy, and I hope we let both soften us instead of harden us. I hope we stay open to love, to loss, and everything in between. To my classmates, thank you for seeing this through with me. Don't be a stranger.
And now it's time for final reflections from the 401 advisors. TCS is structured around an advisory model where each cohort, each advisory, 2 per cohorts, meets every day for 4 years. Starting in 9th grade, they move through the high school journey together. From the first day of orientation that you heard about, the 101 year, right up to the stage on graduation day, advisors hold a special role at TCS, supporting each of their students and their families through the years. So first, we'll hear from Sarah Rainin.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us to celebrate the amazing class of 2025. As I look out at you, our hardworking hive, I can't help but think of the honeybee. It was a symbol in our advisory for all 4 years. And bees are remarkable creatures. They don't sit through lectures or memorize facts for tests. They learn by doing. Sound familiar? Over the past 4 years, you've built things that mattered. You didn't just complete projects, you gathered insight. Like bees going to many flowers to gather nectar, you explored complex questions in a variety of ways. Through the project, The Science of Happiness, you asked what truly determines joy and decided that self-awareness, connection, and purpose are at the heart of it. You explored how your instincts shape the world, how humanity's drive to imagine new heights is written into both our biology and in motion, fight or flight. With Mobius Mosaic, you discovered that playful learning builds connection and lifelong curiosity. And you found your voice in Law and Order TCS, where you argued your rights with resolve. These weren't just school projects. They were acts of courage. Together, you built a hive rich with meaning and buzzing with purpose. Like bees, you didn't wait for permission. You just got to work, and it didn't stop at the walls of TCS. You kept reaching, volunteering in the community, working jobs and internships, being published in the local media, taking college courses, and even lobbying and testifying at our state capitol. Flying far beyond our hive, you expanded your learning, your impact, and your sense of what is possible. And bees don't work alone. They thrive as a community, and I've seen you do the same, building connections and trust in our advisory cohort. It took time, but you entered the process with open hearts and open minds. We built our colony through play. You even share a common bee behavior, the waggle dance, but yours was weebles. I doubt any of you will forget that embarrassing, yet freeing experience. Across advisories, especially our partner groups, you demonstrated leadership, guiding your younger brood through everything from speed dating to adulting lessons. You modeled what it means to be successful as a TCS student and built a supportive learning environment. You've learned through doing together, and that is the powerful hive mind. And maybe the best thing about bees, they don't just work for themselves. They leave behind something sweet, something lasting. You've done that too, from starting student-run wellnesses to setting the standard at our all-school end-of-the-year Pine Low event. The ideas, projects, and community impact will last far beyond today. But every hive needs a strong support, and that's where your families come in. So to the families, you raised kind, curious, and determined young people. You were the steady wings behind their flight. You forged the path and provided the foundation that ensured the conditions for gathering the nectar of knowledge and experience. You trusted TCS. You trusted me. You let me nurture this future, and I am deeply honored for that. So, class of 2025, as you take flight into the next chapter, do so like a honeybee. Keep defying the odds. Keep building, keep collaborating. Leave the world a little sweeter than you found it. I am proud beyond words, and thank you for letting me be a part of your hive. Congratulations. We get to continue this celebration, and I'm honored to introduce someone who is along this journey with us, my advisory partner, Nate Seberg.
Thanks, everybody. Please be seated. Graduates, congratulations. Well done. Parents, staff, guests, administrators, thank you all for being here. And great job to our student speakers. Can we give them a hand one more time? My goodness. I taught them everything they know. I did hear some shots at me in there, Amara. Apparently we didn't cover slander enough in our classes.
Seriously, don't believe some of what you hear. Also, you guys did Paul Rudd? That was you? Why? All right. I grew up right here in Spokane. When I was 7 years old, my family moved across town. Oh, students, I've told some of you this story about 2 years ago. But the truth is, I lied at the end. I wanted you to like me. Now that you're graduates, I feel like I owe you the full and complete story. It doesn't turn out well for anyone. And let this be the last lesson you get from me. So my family moved to a development when I was 7 years old. It was brand new. Just a couple houses, a lot of open land. One morning, my dad comes back from a run and announces that he was nearly sprayed by a skunk that ran out from a shed just a few lots down. It ran out, it hissed or whatever, lifted its tail, it darted back under. Now, this is a problem because I'm 7, my brother's 9, the neighbors have a cat. Like, we can't have a skunk living this close to us. And I know my dad. He's gonna shoot this skunk. He has a .22, the neighbors are super old. Like, he's for sure, it's just fields. Like, he's gonna shoot it. My brother and I don't want this. And we realize that if we name the skunk, he can't shoot it. Like, those are the rules. Peter Pan was big in our life, so we workshopped it. We landed on Stinkerbell. I was 7. So now my dad's stuck. He could have shot a skunk, but killing Stinkerbell, the therapy bills alone. So instead, he decides to trap it. I know that sounds sketchy, but they make these special enclosed skunk traps that hold the tail down so it can't spray, allegedly. 2 days later, we catch Stinkerbell. So now it's on to phase 2, transportation. My dad gets a Rubbermaid. He puts the whole trap into the Rubbermaid, gently. We put a lid on it, put some holes in it, take the whole Rubbermaid, put it in the trunk, again, very gently. Have you ever seen Homeward Bound? I assumed we were driving to Florida. We were going to Coeur d'Alene that weekend anyway, so we found a dirt road and a patch of woods that was on the way. My dad set the Rubbermaid down near the woods. He removed the lid. He laced a rope around the release lever. The rope snaked up into the car through the cracked window. Here's the plan. He's gonna pull the rope, throw it out. My mom's gonna roll up the window briskly. And if Stinkerbell comes towards the car, the kids are gonna bang and yell at the window, so he'll run into the forest and he'll be free. It's foolproof. So the moment comes. We hold our breath. My dad counts it down. 3, 2, 1. He pulls the rope and the neighbor's cat goes running into the forest. Students, I told you that later the elderly neighbor drove out and we recovered the cat. Friends, that was a lie. We never saw that cat again. And the next day, my dad shot that skunk. Straight Atticus Finch. So as I stood there the next morning in the dirt, looking down at my pet skunk, which I was just meeting, I considered my culpability in what had transpired. So why am I telling you this? It's because identifying problems is easy. It's solutions that are difficult. At your graduation, I'm supposed to stand up here and say, you are the ones, go change the world, and you are and you will, but friends, do it carefully. It is easy to find the problems. It is much harder to know that your solution will have the effect you intend. We spent a lot of time in our projects examining the injustices in the world. You got mad. You felt outraged, as well you should. But as you move into the world, I encourage you to resist simple solutions to complex problems. The details are everything, and if you're not careful, you too may end up killing your neighbor's cat. Actually, we crossed state lines. I think it was a federal offense. Graduates, I love you. Every one of you. I'm proud of who you are. My hope is that you go out and change the world, but that you do so carefully and with humility. Congratulations, class of 2025.
Now it's my turn to say a few words, and I don't have a skunk story, but I do have a lot of gratitude, and I want to start with our staff. I know you give so much every day to our students, to our families, and to each other. Dr. Swinyard forwarded a bold mission for SPS that we are a school district that puts love at the center. Well, I'm blessed to work every day with people who live that mission. You welcome and nurture our students every day, and you allow them to be their unique self, where every student gets to be known and valued for who they are. So I want everyone to join me in thanking the amazing adults at the community school. I also want to thank the dozens of community partners who join us with our integrated project throughout the year. Some are in the audience. They've embraced our students and our mission to provide authentic, community-connected learning. This includes Spokane businesses, university partners, nonprofits, local and state government officials, and so many more join us. And it's most fitting, especially today, that our graduates want to acknowledge all of the parents, grandparents, and loved ones who've supported them throughout the year. Now. So the past week, I've had the honor of watching our students. I've attended their graduation defenses. They present before a panel of people they don't know. People from our school district, people from the community, business leaders who generously volunteer their time and their wisdom. Parents and friends attend to witness the challenges, the accomplishments, and their goals and plans for the future. As each graduate reflected back, they told their story of who they are, what they've learned along the way. And here you are, you have reached that milestone of graduation. It's not just because you earned the credits, and it's not just because of all the projects you completed. It's really because of the choices you made. That's what tonight's about, is choice. It's a simple word, but it has enormous power. You chose to go to the community school. You chose to show up fully, even on the days it was hard. You chose to use agency to speak up, take risks, and try new things. You chose kindness and respect and handled conflict with dignity. I know not every choice works out, but that's part of life, and you learn by those mistakes. And mistakes aren't the end of the story, they're the beginning of learning. Even when life felt like it was choosing for you, when circumstances were out of your control, you still had the power to choose how you would respond, choosing your attitude and your next move. I so respect you for that. As you enter life after TCS, know that your future is not set in stone. It will be shaped moment by moment by the choices you make. So, choose curiosity over apathy. Choose community over alienation. Choose compassion over judgment. Choose collaboration over competition. Choose contribution over complaint. Choose purpose over aimlessness. Choose hope over fear. The world you are stepping into, we know, is filled with uncertainty, but it's also filled with potential. Your choices with intention, with hope, and with heart will shape our world. So tonight, we celebrate your past choices, and tomorrow, you will set forth on your future ones. Choose boldly. It's yours to write. Congratulations. It's now my honor to present the class of 2025. right, front row, please stand. All right, ready? Cheyenne Baker. Shaden Belgard. Serenity Blaine. Creed Bryson. Nakia Burland. Azriel Chapman. Alexis Cheers. Hunter Coleman. Josie Cressy. Zuri Delosier. Kason Farley. Front row, please take a seat. Second row, please stand. Catherine Grace Promhers. Tobias Gonzalez. Oliver Graham. Riel Green. Olivia Hilton. Cole Hollenbeck Studer. Albert Johnson. Ahanu Lazard Perez. Desi Lawton. Everest Losey. Noah Lunnan.
Second row, please take a seat. Third row, please stand. Amara Martin. Madeline Melchizedek. Jenna Mendel. Apollo Naldret. Dill Nelson. Jolene Nelson. Anthony Nivison. Ileana Phillips. Mason Proctor. Malachi Ramirez. Miabella Mary Weekly. Zoe Yacker. Lydia Young. Congratulations to the class of 2025. Third row, you can sit. Okay. Class of 2025, please rise. Class of 2025, I do hereby certify that you have met all of the graduation requirements set forth by the Board of Directors of Spokane Public Schools and the state of Washington. Now, congratulations. And it is our tradition to close our ceremony with the community school drummers led by David Egley and Michael Moonbear. Graduating drummers, take your places.